YouTube friends, it's Joyce from Morris Patch of Heaven Homestead, and today we are participating in Fermented February. It is a collaboration put on by Anna over at the Fermented Homestead, and there are all kinds of channels that are participating in this. We personally love to ferment. It is not something new to us. She asked us to partake in this and we were thrilled. So today we are going to be making a cinnamon apple ferment. I know some think, you know, only vegetables can be fermented, but fruit can be fermented as well. It may not take as long as some ferments do, but guys, this is delicious. Our children love it. It is just one way of getting a probiotic into their body. And you know, probiotics are a gut food. And I don't know if you all knew that, but gut health is so important because our gut is our second brain. So if our gut is not healthy, we can't think well either. It all just works together. Simply amazing. If you look over here, we're in a 300 square foot RV right now, so I don't have a whole lot of room. But in our farmhouse, I used to have counters full of ferments all the time, just because it is so good for you. It's one way of preserving the harvest, and it's one way of feeding your family healthy foods. Right here, I have Bubbles, our sourdough starter, which is always being fed and feeding us. It is amazing. Here I have milk kefir. It's not as much as, you know, I usually make. I am trying to have my grains grow because when we moved, I lost my grains, so I'm starting it all over again. But kefir is a fermented milk product. So amazing. It's kind of like a sour yogurt drink. This by far is number one as far as I'm concerned for ferments. This is like the best of the best, kefir. And then here I have, which is always on our counter, fermented carrots. Fermented carrots is one of those things that we like to have with a sandwich. We love it for everything. And also another one that we always have that I did not have room for, but I'm going to make room, is red onions. We love red onions. We put them on salad. I mean, guys, it takes minutes to put a ferment together, and your gut and your health will thank you. Anyway, we're going to get started. I went ahead and peeled the apples already because, you know, everybody knows how to peel an apple, and I didn't want to bore you with that. I have my jar ready, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put my apples in my mason jar. And by the way, guys, these things are amazing. If you do not have a canning funnel, they have them at Walmart. It just has saved so many spills. I'm telling you what. Okay, so we're putting in 3 to 4 cups of organic apples. I peeled them, but you don't have to. And when you do peel them, this is my garbage bowl, by the way. Garbage bowl, which is going to the chickens. These were organic apples. I could have saved the apple skins and cores to make apple scrap vinegar, or another way to say that would be apple cider vinegar, which I do all the time, but I have plenty. So I went ahead and I'm going to give those to the chickens. But guys, that's another ferment, apple cider vinegar. It is so amazing, so easy to make. You take the scraps of your apple, your cores, you put them in a mason jar with some sugar, you let it sit on the counter, and voila. After about a couple months of sitting, you will have amazing apple cider vinegar with the mother. Yeah, on the bottom. Okay, so I've squashed in quite a few apples, as you can see. Put in another one, and maybe another. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to put in there is a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. We want salt that has the minerals in there. You do not want to use table salt. Table salt pretty much isn't good for a whole lot. So pink Himalayan salt, look at all the minerals. It is just amazing. It's full of minerals. So we're just going to put 1 teaspoon, and I'm just going to kind of, when I put the water in there, it's just going to distribute itself all over. Then I'm going to put in the juice of 1 lemon. It's got to be a real lemon. You don't really want to use lemon juice. So just pour that over the top. Then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, a whole tablespoon. So guys, do you see how healthy this is? Cinnamon is so good for, you know, people who have diabetes. It is just amazing stuff. Start incorporating your cinnamon in things. I guess maybe if I put the funnel on there, even though it's wonky, I might save myself a mess. Okay. Because I do make lots of messes. But that's the fun of it. Okay. So, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Look at that. These are so amazing, guys. If you have apples that your kiddos haven't eaten, or you just want to make a yummy treat to go along with supper, this is the way to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of a fermented tea, which is kombucha. And this is what you want to use, is you want to use the liquid from your Scoby. A Scoby is a symbiotic culture of bacterial yeast, and this is what grows yummy stuff. It makes a yummy tea. If y'all have not tried kombucha, I highly recommend it. It is so amazingly good for you. So what I'm going to do is take 2 tablespoons of this, and what this is going to do is it's just going to get this all started. It's got such great bacteria in there. So there we go with that. I've got my salt, I've got my apples, I've got my lemon juice, and I've got, did I say cinnamon? I think I did. And then the kombucha. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with filtered water. We have well water, and well water is perfectly fine, but because we are in an RV, our water is coming through heated hoses. So therefore we are getting bottled water at our health food store. And yeah, until we could have our a Berkey. We don't have a Berkey at this point, but we want to get one just because we could use that to filter out. But at this point, we are just purchasing water, and it's working. We have it in glass because we don't like plastic. So as you can see, everything is looking amazing. So what I'm just doing here is just kind of moving it around. This particular ferment does not have to sit on the counter for very long. It can be a day or 2 depending on your preference. We like to usually let it sit on the counter for just a day or 2, not any longer, because you don't want a mushy apple, and we just find that the flavor is amazing at that time. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean off a little bit of my mess here. And what I'm going to do, because the cinnamon is sitting on top, I am going to get a lid. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it really good just to incorporate it. This is a fermenting lid and it's shooting everywhere. I should have known. So there we have it. Look at this, guys. Does that not look simply amazing? It's so amazing because of all that cinnamon. It just ends up being so delicious. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I could leave this lid on here, but I am going to take my little weight and I'm going to shove it down and let the liquid come above the jar, like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on a fermenting lid. Like so. And then I'm just going to let it sit on the counter for a day or 2. You should smell the cinnamon. I don't know if you're like me but I absolutely adore cinnamon, and the smell of cinnamon just reminds me of fall. So that is it, guys. I've got my weight in place. I have my little fermenting lid on there, and we are just going to put this right here with the other ferments besides my hand soap. I'm going to move that over there. I'm telling you what, doesn't that look beautiful? To me, ferments on the counter are amazing. I love it. I love looking at that. It's just so beautiful. I have a couple extra apples. I think I'm going to make another one because we love it so much. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back when this is done. Like I said, it's in like, you know, a day or two, depending on how long you want to leave it on the counter. And we can try it together, see how it tastes. I like to leave it just a little bit shorter than some might, just because we like a crunch to it. But guys, you could leave it, you know, quite a while. And this in cold storage can last up to 3 months. So anyway, I am going to let this go for the next day or two, and I'm going to bring you back and show you what it turned out to be like. All right, the moment of truth. Look at this, guys. Oh my word, does that look delicious? It almost looks like an apple pie filling, something that I have done in the past, and I've frozen it like this. I've heard that you can can it. We're more into fermenting. I love canning, but I've not done apple pie filling. But I know that you can, and I have frozen it as well. But look at it. It is ready to be tasted. Guys, I have to say, this is one of our favorites. It is so simple. It smells and tastes like fall. Y'all have to give it a try. Okay. Tight there. Okay. Let's get the weight out of there. We're going to get a fork. Oh, my word. What's not to love? Apples and cinnamon. And then, of course, some sea salt or Himalayan salt. Okay, here we go. And I love the cinnamon on the apple. Do you see that? So yes, you get that in every bite. Here goes. Oh my word. So amazing. So the difference between like an apple pie filling, where you get that ton of sugar flavor, this is giving you, because there's no sugar in here, it's strictly the apple, the cinnamon, and salt. And so the salt is pulling the sugars out of the apple, the cinnamon is flavoring it, and you taste every bit of it. You taste a little bit of salt, the sweetness from the apple, and then that seasoning from the cinnamon. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't tell you enough how delicious this is, how we love it. Avonlea would literally sit and eat the entire jar if we let her. Yeah, it is that good. And it's healthy. So this is a win-win. Make this for your children. Make it for yourself. You can even use apples that are getting soft. It's not going to matter because putting it in here with the salt is going to just perk it up, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. Oh my word. And guys, you don't want to let it go too long. Like I said, 2 days is sufficient because otherwise you end up with a apple that is very mushy. If you don't mind that, you could do that. And then you could even take a fork and mash it and make it into like an applesauce if you wanted. But we like it this way and with the crunch. Yummy, yummy. I went ahead and brought out our apple cider vinegar, or apple scrap vinegar, whatever you would call it. This is what it looks like. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer, but I just wanted to show you this is nothing more than apple pieces and cores. You can see some of the seeds in there. And so we just let this sit on the shelf for quite a while, then we strain it out, and then we have apple cider vinegar with the mother. It is that simple. So if you're using organic apples for your apple cinnamon ferment, save the skins and the cores, unless you want to put, you know, the skin on the apple, which you can do that as well. But that way you've got a win-win. You've got two ferments, because you're saving the skin and the cores and you're making apple cider vinegar. Guys, so simple. I went ahead and made another one because I had some more apples, because we love it that much. And I went ahead and I made some, we didn't have any red onions, so I just took regular onions and I added some red pepper flakes. Guys, so yummy. Made another one with some dill. These are just a few options. I know that my main ferment today is the apple cinnamon, the cinnamon apple ferment. But yeah, guys, look at that. Doesn't that just look beautiful? I just love it. I mean, you could ferment anything. So just the fact that, you know, you don't usually see fruit being fermented, don't think you can't, because you can. It just doesn't have to go as long, but you can do it. It's delicious. It's healthy. It's amazing for you. Remember, gut health, the importance of gut health, I'm telling you. But also, guys, if in August, we will be at the Ozark Homesteading Expo in Marshfield, August 25th and 26th. We will be doing a fermenting class. So if y'all are interested in learning how to ferment and you've never tried it and you're in Missouri, come to Marshfield. We'll be there. We're doing a fermenting class. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share this with you because this is one of our favorites. It's not one that you hear of often. You'll hear, you know, sauerkraut, and you'll hear, you know, fermented carrots or onions. The new one that I learned was Brussels sprouts. I can't wait to try that. That's one that I never thought of. I love Brussels sprouts, but never thought about that. So I'm going to try that. But you know what? Go check out the playlist. There are all kinds of wonderful ferments. Try them, guys, if you've not done it already. Remember, go over and give Anna at the Fermented Homestead some lovin'. She put this on. Thank you, Anna, for doing that. So yeah, check them all out. And I hear that at the end, there's going to be, you go and comment on every one of those videos, give them some love and comment. You are able to win some prizes that she has at the end. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end for now. If you have not subscribed, think about subscribing. Give us a thumbs up and check out the playlist and try these apples. Until next time, guys, God bless you.
Might be going crazy, I don't know what to do. My heart is screaming for you, babe. And what I'm trying to say is that you make the sky look blue, even when it is gray, babe.